So in the last set of videos, we took an existing image that exists on the Docker Hub, deployed it to a Kubernetes cluster, and we can see that we can continue to vote for dogs in our little voting app. But now we need to talk about creating our own containers. And how do we package up a container and publish that in a way that we can deploy that to a Kubernetes cluster? So before we start on that, there is a prerequisite that we need to have a Docker running on our own computers in order to create these containers. If you have a Windows 10 Professional or Enterprise, then you can get Docker Desktop for Windows. If you do not have these, I have Windows 10 Home, we need to get Docker Toolbox. Okay, so for older systems, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to download Docker Toolbox, and then we can continue with creating our first container image. So we're going to then install Docker Toolbox. Again, if you have that right version of Windows, there's probably some advantages to getting Docker for Windows. As the page says, it uses native virtualization. It does not require a VirtualBox to run Docker. So this will create the desktop shortcut, and we can do a bunch of stuff. So running the Quick Start app, Quick Start terminal has started to install some stuff, and so we're waiting for boot to Docker to download and install. So we did it. We got the Docker Toolbox, in this case, downloaded and installed. Now, it did have a couple error messages, and I had to restart that process, but it did work. Now, there is a way that we can test this. There is a Hello World program that we can run. So Docker run Hello World. I'll zoom in a little bit on that. And if I go back to my Docker interactive shell, I can say Docker run Hello World. Unable to find the image. It downloads it, and then it says hello from Docker. This message shows that your installation appears to be working correctly. So we've got our Docker running locally. Now you might have Docker already, and this whole video you could skip, but this is how I downloaded and installed Docker Toolbox.